So what's up, YouTube? It's the Night Saint here, back with another video, and this video is going to be about benefits of meditation. Now, for probably like the past 4 years, I've been on like this spiritual journey, so I've been taking the steps into really starting to meditate daily or just even weekly. And really, while I was mainly doing meditating was really because I wanted to grow spiritually. I think that's if you really want to grow spiritually, like I think that's the main way to do it. But I was doing it just because I needed something. I needed some type of escape practice, something that would help me to be present, but also just be able to live in my life like sanely to a certain extent, right? Because as an individual, I don't got vices or anything. I don't got these things that really prevent me from functioning. So let's say as of recently, like meditation has become like in a way, it's like a guilty pleasure, like a vice for me that helps me stay sane in reality. So yeah, so I got some benefits that I really experienced, and I want to share that with y'all. And like I said, I want to share as much as I can about what I went through in this little 4-year journey with meditating. So yeah, here it is. So my first point was anchoring into reality, like a sense of groundedness. So for example, me as an individual, my brain is always hopping from thing to thing. Anyway, I probably got ADHD or something, or my focus is terrible. And I believe it's the latter. Like I said, I believe it's my focus is terrible. And the idea of meditation in theory or just even in practice is that there's all types of forms of meditation. Some meditations is just stillness, or some meditation can be used. You can be looking at something and just keeping your focus on something or keeping your intent on it. And many times, like I said, I switch between the two. Some days I may be going about my day. Let's say if I feel scatterbrained, I pick a color and then I just look at everything around me that is that color. Or I may just, whatever thing I'm looking at, I'll just state whatever color it is, and it brings me into this sense of groundedness with my environment. It makes me very present in where I'm at and what I'm doing. It's almost like it's like a boomerang in a way. It's like me just going about my days, the boomerang being thrown, and then the meditation is the process of the boomerang coming back to me, and I'm able to focus in on what I need to be doing. So yeah, so it's anchoring me into reality. I think we know people, or even ourselves, is that when you severely traumatized or you broken, and I'm gonna go to that in like one of my next points, or just you just got a lot of stuff on your mind never shuts off. Like it's always going. It's always thinking about the past, about how you've been hurt, or just a regret that you made, or any mistakes that you made. Your mind is always constantly like replaying that. And that's how it was for me for a lot of my life, is that I was always constantly thinking about old stuff, and that type of stuff would ruin my day. It would literally be stuck in my head, playing over and over again in my head, and it would cause me to be in this state of misery, in a state of suffering, and especially with dealing with family or just people that you care about. That type of stuff, of course, you don't do it consciously, but you do it, you end up pushing it onto them, and that's never a good thing. No matter who you are, no matter how much good you do, pushing on your own problems to other people is never good. So the anchoring into reality with learning how to meditate and really ground myself and put myself in the presence has allowed me to drop a lot of petty things, a lot of things that may have held my heart hostage, a lot of just anger, a lot of negative emotions too. And I'm getting deeper into that on my other points, but that's my first point, just ground. It allowed me to stay present into my immediate reality. The next point is like increased peace. It's like you also, and I'm gonna go deeper in this another point as well, is that when you get the hang of meditating, it's like you start to create this new baseline for yourself. Like you can tell when you are, and I think that would go to awareness, but your awareness increase. You start to really notice, like, okay, well, I'm off today. Like, damn, what's wrong with me today? And from that awareness, you can point to where your day may have went wrong at because of, let's say, X, Y, and Z. So with that being said, a lot of peace starts to really You start to really cultivate peace inside your heart, inside your being, period, because you have taken the time to really be patient with yourself and really just sit in that awareness and just notice, like, okay, well, this is happening to me. I don't need that to really affect me right now. This is what I got to worry about. And like I said, you realize that these small things over here don't mean anything, and you shouldn't be worried about them. And you just end up being able to let go of things very easily and freely. It's almost like a tunnel. Like I said, all the cars that come in is gonna go out the other side of the tunnel, and it's like that's how meditating and really getting inside your being is really start to feel. Is that you stop, like you become, in a sense you become this rock in this ocean. Like I said, the water just flows around you, and it's just, like I said, you just exist, and nothing can really bother you anymore. It's like an increased sense of peace inside your heart, and that's something that I never had before. And it's like it feels like it almost like it make you want to cry, but like it's very happy. Like it's a very good feeling. I hope that everybody experience that feeling some point in their life. But that's what I could say: an increased sense of peace, a sense of solace. And I guess a deeper way to even think about that is that, let's say when people say meditation, right? Let's break down meditation in theory. Let's say in many forms, sitting in the darkness, or closing your eyes and just not saying nothing, not doing anything, sitting still. It's the idea of the stillness, right? They say, like, for example, like, I heard this before, like, dudes that be like going around trying to have sex with a whole bunch of women, or like trying to find their way back into the void. And when I say the void, it's like the womb, right? And I don't want to get too esoteric and theoretical, but you know, like how the void is, like I said, before you born, it's like blackness, eternal blackness, and then boom, we just exist one day. It's like that. It's that sense of darkness, that sense of stillness, that nothing is there. That is like the sense of, that's the God energy, that's the God space. And in that space, that's where love exists. Now, whatever you define love is, that's who you are. But me, for example, I know I'm gonna go a little segue for a little bit, but what I think love is just, it could be the embrace. It's like the darkness is God's embrace of you. It's nothing expected of you in this place. It's nothing exists in this place but the darkness. And when you allow yourself to just exist in there and just not think of anything, it sheds the ego of every problem, every solution. It just sheds itself of anything, and there's no worry for anything. And for a person like me, for anybody that's really stressed out, that is like one of the best things to ever feel, is that you don't need to do anything. Because technically you're already perfect. You already did what you already said you was gonna do. And to even make it more theoretical, it's like you don't need to do anything technically. Because you're already in a void. You already one with God. You just don't feel it. You're just not aware of that oneness. And that oneness is the love. But that's where the peace comes from. It's the fact that when you meditate and you sit in the stillness, is that you don't have to, there's nothing to answer to. You just are. You're just being. And with me, I start to I was meditating yesterday and I was chanting Om. It's like it was just so peaceful. It's like I felt so light, and I just felt amazing. And I think that's really where the peace comes from, is that void and just that stillness. Okay, so the next point was increased healing and forgiveness and receptivity. Now, with these three things, it's the healing aspect comes to go into that same point of the void, right? You go into this void where there's unlimited potential, and it's unlimited stillness. The void is where the creativeness is literally like harbored at. You can create anything, and when you're in that void, a lot of things will come up. Like a lot of my darkest, deepest things that I hold deep to my heart, or just any of my darkest traumas that I hold deep to my heart, is they in there, and they will come up to come chat with you, come talk to you, and really see if, you know, you're ready to deal with them. Or like I said, they got to go back down there and just really wait to come back up. But it's going to keep challenging you to really conquer your fears and conquer what already has conquered you. And in this space, there's no judgment. Like I said, it's just this happened to you and you need to deal with it. You may not want to deal with it now, but it's better that you deal with it now while you have nothing to really worry about, while you don't have nothing to answer to. And the moment you start submitting to it, relinquish like your ego and stop trying to battle with these type of things that you went through and just accept, that's when the healing starts to happen, right? Like with I can say meditation hand in hand deal with me or help me with my introspectiveness. I was always an introspective person. I was always in my head just like, my life is like this because of, I don't know, the universe. I don't really know. Like I said, I was philosophizing a lot of things about my life. I was philosophizing like, oh, why my father wasn't there, or philosophizing why I'm the middle child of 10 kids, or philosophizing why I'm in Detroit, or philosophizing why I don't know, I was spiritual, why I wanted to be a psychologist. I was just coming up with these intricate ways of why I'm here, just because I didn't really have a connection with God. And then I started to get a connection with the universe, and of course I still philosophize, and really I'm very introspective as an individual, period, but it really helped me with forgiveness. It helped me with healing myself and healing my problems, and not allowing my problems to be ever taken out on anybody that don't deserve it. Even though when you really start to grow spiritually, you understand that everybody's a victim of circumstances, right? And some people are just ignorant, and I mean, that's just how it is. You can't beat nobody over the head with a stick to make them unignorant. That's just of their own karma and of their own doing, and they must relinquish their own ignorance whenever they feel like it. But not to go back to it, but it caused me to forgive a lot of people. It caused me to stop being so hard on people, and especially my loved ones and people I care about, and it allowed me, most importantly, was to forgive myself, because I think that if you're not a friend of yourself, like I said, you're a friend of nobody, right? If you can't love yourself, you can't. How do you expect to love anybody to a high degree? You may be highly like infatuated with people, or just obsessive with people, but you're not a fan of yourself, right? So that's what I really choose, and that's what I believe. So increased healing and forgiveness has definitely happened for me. It helped me become a lot more lighter. It really helped me with allowing my inner child to really flourish, because in a sense, in a relationship with myself, I started to forgive my older self, and my younger self started to come out more. I started to be more creative. I was like, even though I was always a positive person overall, I was always, it's like I was trying to push that childish aspect of me down. Like I'm like, if people know me in real life, I play too much. I'm goofy. Like I play too much. Like I should be getting fired from all the jobs I've ever been at, but surprisingly, I'm a likable person. I wonder why, but I'm just a likable person. People just like me. Like I said, I bring a lot of light to wherever I go. But a lot of that light was always pushed down on me just because of how I felt people perceived me, and I was always focused on the wrong things. Like I said, my priority was always messed up, and it caused me to really hate myself. And so I had to go through a lot of my own internal journey with healing and accepting myself and really forgiving myself. And I think that's one of the most important things that really helped me. It helped me grow leaps and bounds with my own journey. So that's why I would say meditation has definitely helped me with. And then I would say this is my next point, was an increase in feminine energy. And I know people might be like, wait, feminine energy? And people got these very elementary school type of ideas about the word feminine and masculine. And like I said, I'm not about to go too deep into it in the sense of trying to break it down, because I got my own theory about it, right? And this is how I really maneuver in my day-to-day life, is that masculine and feminine is the same thing, really. It's like in the sense of being like dominant and submissive. It's the same thing. It's literally just in a subtle way, and it's in an overt way. It's the same thing. People just so caught up in societal standards and how things are supposed to be, is that people just forget about context and really how to deal with that when you're dealing with relationships with, let's say, your loved one or your business partners, anybody really. People just want to start drama, and people just don't think things all the way through. And the internet and just the world is a product of that. But increasing feminine energy is the sense of receptivity. Okay, so I think when you inside of any, if you look at religion baseline, the higher power is the higher power. You cannot force anything on a higher power. You can't willpower your will to be done with a higher power. You have to be in this receptive role. You have to be in this role where you're like, okay, well, I cannot do this. And I'm not saying that's the feminine role, but it's the role to submit, in a sense. Like, you got to learn how to rest and allow the universe or God, whatever you believe in, to handle it. That's what people pray for. People pray for, most people, they pray with no action. That's not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to pray with action. That's the whole aspect of being balanced and being able to, it's like the ultimate tag team. You got to understand that the universe is going to do what it needs to do, but you need to do what you need to do where the universe cannot do it at. And that's like the ultimate masculine and the feminine. That's the duality. You got to learn how to allow life to do whatever life is going to do, and then you got to know how to counteract life and take it for what it is. But people don't do that. And in the sense of prayer, people just pray, and they don't wise up to what they can do, the power that they do have. They think they're powerless. They think they come from a place of inferiority, and they think they can't do anything about their life. And that's where the problem lies. So when I was becoming, I still am becoming more spiritual, I'm learning to stop trying to be so controlling with how the universe or God speak to me. And if I'm being honest, I'm really starting to get over it now. But it was hard the first 2 years because I'm already in a male body in a society where males aren't doing as great. The masculinity is terrible. It's plummeting. It's really in the dumps, really. And I'm trying to embody this principle just because I'm seeking to help. I'm seeking to really improve my environment. And me wanting to do that, but also wanting to become spiritual, it's clashing hard. And that's because I'm being hard-headed. I'm trying to be masculine and expect the universe to bend to my will when I should be bending to the universe's will, which is ultimately bending to my own will. Like they say that those who favor God, God's favor them. It's like that. But in a sense of, like, knowing when it's time to just stop trying to make a move, stop trying to outplay what's happening, right? Like, it's been many times where it's clearly like the universe telling me, Kevin, you need to stop, and I would keep going, and then I would do something stupid. Like, I ain't even got no example, but it's been times where I did something stupid. I'm like, I should have just waited. Here, my car broke down. That's an example. My car broke down, and I'm like, damn. Like, I'm sitting there trying to get like cash advance loans and things like that because I'm trying to get my car. I'm trying to go to work. I had a whole plan. I had the whole good ass plan. I'm about to work at Pepsi. Oh, I'm about to move out and everything. My car broke down. That set me back 10 moves. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna get the car fixed next week and go and keep going to work. And I'm realizing that I'm wasting money that I already didn't have on parts that I didn't need just to find out my engine was fucked up. And I'm like, damn, like, I just wasted all that money, all that time just trying to, and I was just so, I'm still reliving it right now. I was so heated, but it was trying to teach me a valuable lesson. Sometimes it just, no matter how hard you fight, sometimes you just meant to lose. And in accepting that, you take your lessons from it and you grow and you take the next step in your life. But that's ultimately what it was. I was failing to be receptive, and I was trying to sit here and force my way through something that I couldn't. Like I said, me trying to force my way, but that was my problem. That's what was causing it. Causing all my problems at that time was I was trying to be aggressive and trying to dominate these situations, and it was causing me to fail. So, yeah, so I was saying increasing feminine energy. I would speak about the receptivity of it, like just being open to God's words. When God talks to you, when God's trying to show you something, be open to it. That's what they say meditation is. They say when you're praying, you're talking to God, but when you're meditating, you are listening to God. That stillness, that love, I'm about to say that eternal energy. And then I guess just my last point would be just the increase in awareness overall. Like, sometimes I be noticing, like, I just be chilling. I got, like, in my mind, it just go blank. Like, I just wouldn't be thinking about anything. And my awareness would, like, just shoot up, like, 1,000 points. I don't know. Like, I just start ear hustling on everybody. I don't try to do it on purpose. It's just, sometimes my brain is just, like, in a way, it's like I subconsciously be trying to, like, I meditate. Like, I'll be, like, at work or something. And like I said, I'll be so focused that my brain will shut off. And then now I'm hearing everybody conversations. And with me hearing everybody conversations, now I know everybody business. And I'm about to say, I don't like knowing about, I hate feeling like I'm eavesdropping. I hate feeling like I'm knowing people's business. And I don't try to be doing it on purpose. It just happens. And I just overall just be aware of all type of stuff. Like situational awareness too, like in the sense of, let's say, I hate standing in people's way. And I hate, so whenever I just be listening in to like my surroundings, and let's say if somebody behind me, like I'm turned this way and they like right behind me, like probably like 5 steps back, I'll scoot to the side, even though like I said, I wouldn't be able to see them, but I just hear them. It's almost like a visualization type of thing. You just got more, environmental awareness with what is around you. And I think that's just got to deal with meditating and really growing in visualization. Like, you know, being able to visualize things very good. Like, before I couldn't visualize things at all. Like, I'm perfect. Like, if you tell me something, if you tell me a good ass story, like like people shooting, and it can really be absurd. I can visualize it perfectly. But if you tell me, Kevin, visualize yourself as a multi-millionaire in a multi-million-dollar mansion, and a multi-million-dollar mansion, I would not be able to picture that. I wouldn't be able to picture my life and where I need to be or my greatest goal. It's just impossible for me to do that. Like, that's the hardest thing for me to ever do. But as of like recently, as of years, like I said, you just keep practicing. You just got to keep pushing. Like, that's where you ask for courage. You ask for, you know, determination. You pray for the universe, or you pray to God, whatever you believe in, just to give you the strength to keep moving forward. Because especially younger people, or just people period, we feel inclined to give up when things don't bend to our will. We tend to give up on things that isn't going our way. So you have to learn how to be patient. Always been a patient person, but I was never patient to myself. And now I'm in a space right now where I'm patient towards myself, but I'm patient towards people, but I'm not patient for people that's crooked. Like, I'm very quick, like I'm very short-tempered that way. Like, don't play me like I'm stupid, but that's beside the point. You have to learn to become more patient. You gotta learn to become more overall just accepting of things. So yeah, especially we learn how to visualize. So yeah, that's the video. I know it was kind of long, but like I said, hey, I'm happy for it's long. Yeah. But yeah, if y'all like the video, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see y'all on the next video. Thank you.